Hello, beautiful viewers, and welcome to the Women's Magazine, a program that brings you issues affecting women, how to mitigate those issues, and also how to tackle them to make progress in development. I am Fatmata Simaha with my co-presenter,
Winifred Nicole Hadibat. There are some leading women in the country who are promoting concrete action to ensure that women participation in nation building is fulfilled. In that light, we had an interview with a prominent woman who is playing an active role in all sectors and at all levels to ensure that women issues are given due consideration. Binta Jame Sidibe, the Executive Director of Women's Bureau, tells us more about her aim for the welfare of women. Gender equality and women's empowerment are not only human rights, but also because they are a pathway to achieving the Millennium Development Goals and sustainable development. Binta Jame Sidibe, who contributes to women's role in development, cannot be underestimated. Her keen observation and experiences and her commitment to greater gender equality are still an inspiration to women.
I am now the new Executive Director of the Bureau, and this is my very first interview, and I would like to seize this opportunity to thank the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Hichi Sheikh Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh, for appointing me to be the Director of the Bureau, having that confidence, and also to the Office of the Vice President and the Vice President in particular, for all of them, and the Women's Bureau staff. Yes, Binta Jame Sidibe has been known for working on women and girls' empowerment and at all levels and of all sectors, whether it is women in the agricultural sector, the health sector, especially on the education and empowerment and awareness creation. These are the areas I've been more involved in. And now here I am at the Bureau, although to tell you, Fatmata, I was here before, but that was in the 1980s. But I was funded by the Uniform Project to work with the Bureau to help in the reorganization of the Bureau and the restructuring of the Bureau. I had that 4 years. And during my time here, it was from 1988 to 1992. I was responsible for training affairs for women, council, National Women's Council Affairs, and also for women's legal and social reforms. I was also a nominated councillor at that time, responsible for education. So since then, after having that stint here at the Women's Bureau, and before then I had already been working with women, having been fortunate enough to be one of those first few female graduates in the country to have graduated from university, Indiana University, with a degree coming back in 1978. Since then I've been working and contributing my quota towards national development, but more on women's empowerment, especially education of girls. So that is how I started, and from the Bureau, members of the Association for the Promotion of Girls and Women's Advancement, ABWA, we decided to form this association to assist less fortunate women and girls. When I mean less fortunate, in terms of education, in terms of their agricultural production, in terms of poverty alleviation, and in terms of health, maternal and health, sexual and reproductive rights of women. And we have really concentrated more in the rural areas, because we have really created projects for women over 100 and something villages, more than 100 villages countrywide, and we have been operating countrywide, creating programs there where women could be empowered. Such programs, as many of you know, that is what we are known for, the Sobea Skills Training Center, which is a household name in the Gambia, because at Sobea Skills Training Center, we have, over the years, since its inception in 1995, we have trained over 2,500 to 2,600 young girls, and we have trained them in different areas, such as computer skills, secretarial services, and handicraft work. in terms of tailoring, to become seamstress, tie and dye, crochet. And moreover, we have also assisted in building their self-esteem and maintaining their dignity. Because one of the issues, you can be trained, that's right, but you have to be aware of the issues in order to address the issues wherever you are. Even if you are in the home, you have to be aware of women's issues, the problems which affect women, the problem which affect women's empowerment, the issues which hinder women's progress, so to achieve gender equality and equity. And now we are talking about gender equality, but gender equality has to go with women's empowerment, because women's empowerment is still key in the development arena, in the sense that, especially taking the Gambians to situation, we have to bridge the gap. The gap has not been bridged yet, although we have talked about gender equality, which means both men and women to have equal opportunities, but that is still lacking. So this is the area where we have been trying to work with women, to work with governments, to work with NGOs, to work with international organizations in country and outside, so that women would realize their dreams, so that the goals and objectives of women as equal partners in development also to be equipped with all the requisite skills and knowledge, so that they could contribute effectively in national development.
Madam Jammeh Sidibe commended Gambian women for their hard work and dedication towards nation building.
We have a policy in place. Yes. We have the Women's Act and we have the National Women's Council Act. And the National Women's Council is the governing body for the empowerment and for drawing of policies, and we work with them to ensure that those policies are implemented. And what plan we have first is to what has been achieved, to go beyond that. During my term of office, we have the Gambia Women's Federation, which is doing a lot of good job. We'll start to work with them. All the women have been really regrouped into the federation. So that is a big challenge and a big task for me to work with the federation and to work with different groups and women who consider themselves that they are not part of the Women's Bureau. Every woman is a part of the Women's Bureau. So this is one of the strategies I want to put in, especially the educated women. We want to bring them on board, the challenges the women have. And because the educated women, in some cases, they feel they do not belong or they are not brought into. So we would like to invite them. I would like to use this forum. Everyone out there, in the offices, in the ministries, in wherever you may be, we are welcome to come to the Bureau, and would like to have your ideas. And we would like to also, consult, do a lot of consultation, because there are some senior people here, former executive directors of the Women's Bureau, like Mrs. Rafina Almeida, she is still here, Mrs. Safia Tusingate, and Ida Fai, Haidara, and other, and Dr. Siganyan. We would like to still consult with them, bring them. They are still part of it. Some they had to retire because of age, some of them, and so we have to bring them back on board and revive our programs and get everybody involved in the affairs of the Women's Bureau, because it's the national machinery. It's the national institution which is mandated to work on women's affairs.
You are also among the leading women in the country. What word of advice do you have for women watching this program, especially the younger ones?
The younger ones, first and foremost, my advice is nothing comes easy. We have to persevere, we have to work hard, and we have to be serious. If I may borrow the motto of our Skills Training Center, Sobea Skills Training Center, which is hard work and seriousness are the green lights to development. You have to be working hard, and you have to be serious. You have to know your goals and respect your elders. I tell my students, you have to respect your elders, and respecting your elders starts with your parents. We start with our parents. We respect our culture. See, this is Gambia. We have our own culture. We cannot go and borrow from other people's culture. People are coming here to learn about our culture. People from Europe are coming here. Even our institution, people come from Germany, people come from the US to learn about our culture. We must try to know our culture first. We have to be cultured. We have to respect our parents. If you don't respect your parents, you cannot respect others. And we have sympathy for our parents. And then we try to, those in school, fortunate enough to be in school, let them work hard. And those who